And let me just say this, because I know how you girls like to tussle. Stop sleeping with him. Hey mamas, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Dami Lola. I am your favorite young mom, here to educate, elevate, and motivate you to be the best young mom you could possibly be. Okay, if you read the title and if you've ever seen any of my previous videos, you know that I don't like the terms baby mama and baby daddy because they're just derogatory. They come with a lot of negative connotations, and I'm never gonna reclaim that word. And also, like I said in my previous videos, when your child becomes a teenager, you're not a baby mama anymore. You're not a baby's daddy anymore. Your kids aren't babies. So please disregard my title. I just know it's a searchable thing that people will probably search for. And if they want to get tips, I want to be able to make sure that they're able to see my tips. So we're going to get back to the basics. We're going to have a girl talk. And today we're going to be talking about how to get over your child's father. So I'm going to make it really simple and really easy. I just have 3 steps. Yes, 3. To me, these are the 3 most important steps that I think that every single young mom, young woman, single mom should go through when they're trying to get over their baby daddy. Disclaimer, I don't have any beef towards anyone. I don't have animosity towards anyone. I'm very happy with my life and very happy with where I am now and how I've grown. But I do know there are a lot of young moms out there that are in a tough mental space and they're trying to figure out how to get over their child's father. So I'm here to help you through my experiences, through what I've researched on my own, on just how I got over my child's father, and B, how you can get over your child's father. Okay, so this is not in any order of importance, but I do think that this first step on how to get over your child's father is the most important thing to do. Like, this is the foundation. This is that solid rock that I'm always talking about, having your solid foundation about yourself and who you are. This is where it's at, okay? So number 1, stop sleeping with him. Should I say it for the women in the back? Stop sleeping with him. And if you see me looking down, I wrote notes so I can make sure not to miss any important topics, okay? Because I want y'all to get the full spiel when it comes to how to get over your child's father. So number 1 is to stop sleeping with him, okay? When you are sleeping with a person, not even your child's father, a person in general, there's sort of a connection that happens. I don't know about y'all, but with me, there was a connection that happens. All these emotions start to fly. I feel like I'm like literally this with that person, like stuck, like connected. Like I don't want them to leave. I don't want them to go. I want to be a part of their life. Like we had sex and now we're like this. Maybe that's not anybody else, but that's just me. Like, do not have sex with them. Once you're trying to get over somebody, the worst thing you could possibly do is get in that intimate space with them. Like, just thinking about it, a lot of people say a lot of things during sex, okay? Maybe that's why you feel some type of way, because words get thrown around, phrases get thrown about.
Ooh, I'm gonna make you my wife. Ooh, girl, you're the best. You know I love you. That's why you're the mother of my child. Like you're the mother of my child, and I care for you. You know I always got you.
Blase, blase, and you're just there like, oh my gosh, yes, he loves me. He said that I'm his mother of his child. You know, we were so intimate, and it was just so deep and passionate. And to him, it was just the F-U-C-K. To him, it was just sex. To you, it was emotions in that. If you're the one that needs to get over your child's father, you have to understand that emotionally, you are still in it. And emotionally, you have to get out of it. And if you're still having sex with him, emotionally, you are still there. Also, when you're sleeping with somebody that doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, sis, your worth went like this. I say that because think about it. Like, they're just calling you to have sex with you. They're not calling you to talk about stuff. They're not calling you because they care about you. They're not calling you because you're their girlfriend. They're trying to get in a relationship with you. They're trying to be a family with you. They're calling you because they want some booty, and you're the accessible booty. Don't be that. Have worth for yourself. If somebody is able to be that intimate with you in a physical sense, why can't they be intimate with you in an emotional sense? Why can't they be intimate with you in a conversational sense? Why does it have to be sex? And a lot of ways that men in that situation try to manipulate you is to say that, you know, I love you, you know, I care about you. And then they want to have sex with you because to them, what they say to you is, that's the way we connect. You know, like, I love you, I care for you, blah, blah, blah. And then they start to touch upon you, but they're not really talking about anything serious. You got to stop. Cut that emotional tie. Don't sleep with them. It won't end well for you. That person does not care. You, on the other hand, has to guard your heart, guard your emotions, and guard that thing, if you know what I mean, okay? I don't care, and I'm gonna be vulgar, so I apologize. I don't care how good that dick is, sis, okay? You need to get it together for you, or else. And the or else is you out here crazy because he's out here sleeping with you, but he's over there in a serious relationship with homegirl. He's coming home to you at night, you know, doing a little thing, but he's over there seriously with homegirl, taking homegirl out to eat, caring about homegirl, posting homegirl, but just sleeping with you. You're gonna go mad. Like, like, just think about it. Like, a lot of women get caught up because the guy comes to you, has sex with you, and during sex is when that intimate, passionate side of him comes out, that loving, sweet, I care for you, I love you, blah, 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 blah. All that BS comes out of his mouth during that time. So you, somebody that is still maybe in love, still liking him, still have some kind of emotion attached to him, someone like that, you're like, oh my gosh, like, we're gonna get back together. We're gonna, you know, be a family again. I'm not gonna be a single mom. And then he leaves, and 2 days later, he's on a vacation with homegirl. That will make me go crazy. And I know a lot of people who don't have that emotional stability, will go crazy. So in order to prevent that, we're not Jasmine Sullivan. We're not about to smash no windows out no car. We're not about to blow up anybody's car. We're not about to do any of that. We're going to be civilized. And by cutting that emotion off, you have to stop sleeping with him. Okay? Okay, so my second tip, you need to delete him off social media. I hear you. He takes your child and you're on his social media because you're trying to figure out what they're doing. I hear you because you want to make sure that your child is in a safe environment whenever he's with him. Cut the crap. You're not doing, like, okay, maybe you are kind of doing that in a way, but when he doesn't have your child, you're looking at his social media because you're trying to figure out what he's doing. And it's a lot harder. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot harder when you have a child with somebody and you're trying to get over them, because you literally have to see this person all the time, or you have to see this person whenever you're, you know, making that exchange with your child. But you control the narrative. You control when you view them. You control when you see them. You being on their social media, being on their socials is not healthy for you at all, because then they're going to be in the car. You're going to be seeing a pink nail and you're like, whose nail is that? You're going to look through all the... Ooh, I'm kind of calling myself out. You're gonna look through all the people who like that picture. You're gonna find a girl that has pink nails. You're gonna look at her story to make sure and to connect the stories together, because 1+1 = 2. And then you're gonna feel some type of way. For what though? Because you decided to be an investigator? Because your side hustle is being a PI? Cut him off of social media. You don't have to block him if you don't want to block him. That's fine. If that's going to create some kind of whatever the heck, you don't have to block him. There's features where you can mute a person, okay? You can mute them, okay? If they're going to feel some type of way that you block them, mute them. Just make sure that you're not feeding yourself that information. You know, we talk a lot about social medias and what you feed yourself. What's on your feed? Who do you follow? If you're trying to get over this person and you're constantly seeing them, especially if you're over there in your room, a mess, crying, you know, singing all of Mary J. Blige's song, and he's over there living his best life, you're going to be hurt. You're going to be very, 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 very hurt. And that is not healthy. So you need to mute him, block him, whatever. Stop stalking him on social media, okay? He's living his life. You live your own life. And what you need to do right now is heal. Like I said, it's different when you break up with a regular person because you don't have to see them. Like, you X them out. You don't have to see them anymore. You don't got to talk to them anymore. Johnny who? I don't know a Johnny. I never met a Johnny. But if this is your child's father, you have to see them. You have to communicate with them. You have to talk to them. Even though that man broke your heart, even though you're still in love with him and he doesn't care about you, you have to see him. So only see him when it's pertaining to your child. Only talk to him when it's pertaining to your child. Don't go rummaging through his followers, social media, trying to figure out who he's dating, who he talking to, where he at, who he has around your child in that specific sense. Like, when you're healing, you need to heal holistically. And when you're on his social media, you know, and you're an emotional wreck and he's over there living his best life, you might tend to try to portray that you're living your best life too. And whatever your best life may look like might not be what's best for you in this moment. You're trying to heal. You don't need to be posting that you're out here with all these parties, you know, getting it with your sis. If you really are out here, you know, getting it with your sis and, you know, trying to just build that sisterly bond again, that's fine. But if you're out here on social media trying to portray a specific life because you want him to see your post and to feel some type of way, sis, you're just causing drama. Okay? And we don't want to be a baby mama. We want to be our child's mother. And how do we do that? By healing holistically. So the third step, most important step to me, is to keep all conversations about your child. Listen, you're trying to get over this man. You might still be in love with him, and that is a-okay. We're gonna get to where we need to get. But if you're trying to get over him, don't be calling him asking about his day. Don't ask about his health. That sounds so harsh, but that's not your friend anymore. Well, he could be your friend in the future, but right now you're just trying to gather yourself together, okay? Don't ask about his day. Don't ask about his mama. You know, don't use that as an excuse to try to talk to him. If you really care about his mama, call his mama. Don't ask him. Like, don't use that as an excuse. Well, I need to know if my child's grandma is okay. So is she okay? Call his mom. Talk to his mom directly. Don't try to have meaningless conversations with him to try to maybe rekindle something, to try to maybe get back into a relationship because you're emotionally attached to this man, because you're so in love with him. He doesn't want you, and that's okay. The sooner we come to that realization, the better. And calling him, asking about his day, just asking about things and checking up on him in a way that you did when you all were in a relationship, that is not healthy. It's not healthy. If you go back to one of my videos, that I talk about know your worth and add tax. This is what I talk about right here. Stop doing relationship things when you're not in a relationship. And that means calling the man. That means asking about his day. That means asking if he ate and saying, "Oh, I can, whenever you pick up John, I can make you a pot of rice or whatever, and you could just order some wings." No, we don't care about that man right now. We do not care about his well-being right now. Our focus is healing, and our focus is on our child right now. We don't want to have that emotional tie, have that emotional feeling, blase to that man. That man does not exist to us emotionally at all. That's my child's father that I see once in a while, and I give his dependent to. So yeah, those are my 3 tips. Number 1, stop sleeping with him. And if I see you sleeping with him, let me tell y'all something, okay? A lot of women don't get that concept, which is why they have multiple children with the same guy, multiple children with a guy that doesn't want to be in a relationship with them. There might be other factors that come into play, for example, manipulation, but you control the narrative, okay? If you stop sleeping with him, you might not be able, I don't know, you might not be able to have multiple children with somebody that doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. I don't know, maybe that's just my hypothesis, okay? And let me just say this, because I know how you girls like to tussle. Stop sleeping with him. I said what I said. Your needs are not that important in that way. Your needs are not that important to connect with a man that doesn't want to connect with you in other ways. Your needs are not that important to connect with somebody that doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. Not that important for someone that wants to drag you through that emotional instability, that wants to continuously hurt you over and over again by taking you through that cycle. It's not that important, okay? Step number 2, delete them or mute them off of social media, because we don't need to be seeing what that man is doing. He's living his best life, and you're out here rolling on the floor crying like somebody just died. Like, He could do what he do. I'm going to do what I do. We're going to be 2 individual people that come together because of one wonderful child. Okay? And then step number 3, we don't care about that man's well-being. We don't call him to check up on him. The only thing that we converse about is our child. I don't care about you. Sorry, not sorry. Until I fully heal, until I fully get over you in that romantic sense, I could give 2 F's about you. God forbid, but if you got sick today, you all right? You still gonna pick him up or what? That sounds really harsh. Damn. But I mean, it is what it is when you're trying to heal, right? I mean, you got to put yourself first sometimes in a way, right? Right? Who's with me? So yeah, those are my 3 tips. There's so many more, so much more that I could talk about that I went through. Oh my gosh, it was months of literally me crying. And a lot of the times, we don't get over our child's father, not even because we want to be with that person, but just because we don't want to be alone, or we don't want to raise our child by ourselves, or we want to have a 2-person household. We don't want a broken home because we think that we've ruined our child by not putting all the effort into trying to get their father back. And it's okay. It's really okay. There are a lot of people that were raised in a 2-person household that didn't turn out okay. And there are a lot of people that was raised where their parents were not together that had just double the love. Like, if you think about it, they got 2 mamas, 2 daddies, 4 grannies, 4 grandpas, whole bunch of uncles and cousins, just all that love that's going to be pumped into them. Think about it that way. Change your perspective on that. I know you want to get back with him because you don't want a broken home, but sis, you got to let that go. You got to let that go. Once you let that go, the way that you'll just glow, like, it's crazy. So, I mean, maybe I can expand on that later, because that's the internal work that you have to do. The external things, don't have sex with him, don't be stalking his social media, and keep conversations to being about your child. But there's a lot of internal revelations and like things that you have to come to. I could talk about that later in my videos. if you all want to see that. But yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things why people get back with their child's father and why they have multiple children with them, because they don't want to have a broken home, and they don't want to be, they just want to do everything that they possibly can to have a two-person household. Maybe they didn't grow up in a two-person household. Maybe the two-person household, maybe they did grow up in a two-person household and they just don't want to be that person to break that tradition or whatever. But yeah, it may take a while. It took me a while, no cap. It took me a long time to get over my child's father. And it wasn't because, I mean, for a couple of months, it was because I was deeply in love with him, But later on, I've come to the realization that it was more lust. It wasn't because of that. It was because I didn't want to have a broken home. It was because I have a son and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be another Black woman with a son that might be a baby, that might be a mama's boy, that won't be a man, that blah, 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 blah. And I'm damaged goods, and just thinking about all of that. And it took me a while to get over that. And it took me a while to come to the realization that that's not the case. And it may take you a while. And you know what? That is absolutely okay. As long as you're on that journey to heal holistically, that's amazing. I could talk about so much on how you constantly trying to go back to somebody that doesn't want you in that way also in a way affects your child, because they're seeing the both of y'all in that aspect. They're getting their hopes up into thinking that, oh, maybe mommy and daddy will get back together, and then y'all don't get back together, and then y'all fight. That's not healthy for your child as well. So first heal within, and then you can heal outwards, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, mamas. I'm sorry for being inconsistent. I'm really trying to get on my stuff. I promise you. Again, I just want to say I appreciate the 103 subscribers. Y'all really, no cap, I'm kind of flattered, because it takes a lot to press subscribe. So thank you. You know I love y'all. And if you don't know, I do. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will give you more content. No more, I hope to give you more content. I will give you more content. But hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, mamas.